My dear friend, how are you? I'm Arvind, again with you. Today, I will teach you the poem, the Bal poem by John Berryman. You should know, I have taught you earlier the difference between story and poetry. I will not repeat that one. Simply, I am telling you what is poetry. After then, I will start to teach you. I will not take more time because I have given you the definition of poetry while I was teaching the destruction of fire and ice. Okay, earlier I have given it to you. However, poetry is the criticism of life according to Matthew Arnold. Okay, and you should know the another great poet, great romantic poet or nature poet William Wordsworth. He says about poetry. Poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Okay, again he says about poetry, thoughts recollected in tranquility. These, these are the famous definition of poetry given by different scholars. There is also one poet, his name is P.B. Shelley. He says about poetry, poetry is the best word in best order. It simply means that poetry is a collection of beautiful words in proper sequence. Okay, so I don't want to go in that part because earlier I taught you. Okay, so one thing from a few popular definition of poetry that it is clear that there is no single unanimous and all accepted definition of poetry. Someone is based on meter and language, others based on technique and diction. So let it go. I'm just going to start the poem, the Ball poem. In this poem, John Berryman teaches us, he tries to give us a lesson. We should, or he says, we should know the responsibility, the sense of responsibility in this world. He also says, says as the man grows up, the responsibility increases. The second thing, the boy who is playing with a ball near Harvard. He lost his ball. His ball dribbles and it goes into water. He is very upset. He wants to bring that ball, but it is far away from his reach. As the ball goes deeper and deeper in the ocean, the boy turns to be an adult man. Later on, I will make it everything clear to you. Okay. So this poem has symbolic meaning. It is a very interesting poem, and it tells us something to the reader. Okay. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. Okay. So what it is, the poet sees a boy playing with ball, and his ball dribbles and it goes into ocean. Okay, he was playing near the harbor, and the boy was playing, and the ball bounces. It goes into the street, then it goes into the water. Okay, here the poet thinks he will bring another ball and he will give it to the boy, but there is no use. There is no use of other balls. He or the boy wants that very ball which is sunk in the ocean. And what happens? An ultimate second grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Okay, so what was he doing? He was trembling, he was shaking with grief. He was standing there, he was rigid, and he was trembling, and he was staring. He was watching down the. He was watching. He was watching. Okay, as the ball goes deeper and deeper in the ocean, the boy turns to an adult male. Okay, so here we can say that the poet has symbolic meaning. With the passage of time, the responsibility increases. With the passage of time, we get the sense of loss. Okay, and how to face them. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Okay, here the word I has been used for the poet John Berryman. He says he will not disturb him. Okay, why? He can give his dime it is a currency, and he gives a dime to buy another ball, but that is quite useless, that is worthless for the boy, because he wants that very boy. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of position, and now the boy realizes, or he gets the first sense of responsibility in this world, in this material world, in this world of position. Okay, people will take balls will be lost always, little boy, and there is no one to tell that boy this is the features of this world. This is the characteristic of this world. This happens and it will happen. Okay, people will take boss, people will take responsibility, and 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 after then he does his responsibility. The ball will be lost always, and little boy, and the coach wants to tell the boy it will be lost. You will get the sense of or experience of loss. Okay, and no one buys a ball back, and no one can bring that very ball which is sunk in the deep ocean. Money is external. He is learning behind his disparate eyes the epistemology of loss. Okay, so money is quite external thing. You can and he's learning. Okay, and he also realizes that he also realizes the sense of responsibility, and one can get it in his disparate eyes, in his hopeless eyes. Okay, and this is called the understanding of nature of loss, epistemology of loss. How to stand up knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many boys how to stand up, and one should know or one should be ready to face such situations, to face such adverse situation in this world, in this life. Okay, so suppose someone gets something, it may be lost. Okay, so one day you have to face all these things. This is the characteristics, the features of this world, of this material world. Okay, and many of us know it earlier, and but some did not know, and they will know, and they will know how to stand up, how to face all these adverse situations, how to carry responsibility, how to realize the experience of loss. So in this poem, the poet tells everything, and it is a really very interesting poem. I think you have understood it. Please like it, share it. Okay, thank you to all of you, and take your some reference book and practice on it. It will help you to understand everything clearly.